Should you hire a bookkeeper right now or not? Many experts will tell you you need to hire a bookkeeper when starting your business. Well, I'm going to go against the grain today and tell you that that is not necessarily true, and I don't think that that's the first step in your business is to hire a bookkeeper. You need to know how the numbers work and how it works in your business, and this will help you a lot in building your business. So today we're going to check this out. I'm going to give you 5 steps to help you hire a bookkeeper or not to hire a bookkeeper. Either way you want to go with it, you're going to be winning in business. And with that said, I want to remind you to grab a copy of Winning in Your Business that is in the description, and you can also check out my website helendevries.com and just click right there and you can get that free gift that I have put together and created for you to show you different ways that you can start your business and earn income in your business, increase your revenue and your profit and sales and all those things that we really love to do. So thank you so much today for tuning into my channel, and I welcome you here. If you're brand new, you just ran across my channel, and so I thank you for tuning in. And then if you are a return viewer, thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I appreciate it very much. My name is Helen DeVries, and I'm a bookkeeper. I'm a business owner. I have been in this business for over 2 decades. So every Wednesday I come to bring you new things and new challenges that my clients experience and share them with you and help you grow your business and work in your business in excellence. So here we go. The first thing that we want to look at in hiring a bookkeeper. What are the reasons that you're hiring a bookkeeper? Is it that you just heard that you need to hire a bookkeeper when you start your business? That's one reason. Is it that you don't feel, like you have enough self-confidence in order to do your own bookkeeping? Or is it just the fact that you don't want to do your own bookkeeping? You just want to hire someone else to do that problem you have, you just do not want to deal with it. So you can come in one of those 3 categories there. So just write down whatever it is for you. I can't help you too much if you just totally do not want to do your own bookkeeping, but your business is going to become more profitable when you do know your numbers and you know how the numbers work. Okay, so that is our first question there. The next thing is timing and workflow. Are you ready now to automate and start doing or hiring out a bookkeeper or doing your own bookkeeping? So now you have to decide, okay, what am I going to continue doing in my business on the bookkeeping side, and what am I looking to hire someone else to do? So a lot of times with my clients, I will be doing the bookkeeping, but they do the invoicing, receiving payments, collecting money from customers. So they are more focused on the sales side of it, and then I get in and run the transactions and reconcile and prepare their financial statements for them. So when you are gonna decide if you want to hire a bookkeeper or not, then this is kind of like how it works. But you do need to be involved in it, all right? Okay, our third thing is the first task you want to look at is a bookkeeper's experience. So this is going to depend on, what your company does, what your industry is. Are they familiar with your industry? What software are you going to use? Is it QuickBooks Online? Is it something else? Do they know that software or not? So those are some really critical things that you want to think about when you are talking to a bookkeeper that you're wanting to hire, of what experience do they have that relates to your business, and how their workflow works and what they need from you and what you need from them. So you want to kind of strategize before you do that. I have a client that she was wanting to hire a bookkeeper in the office there versus remotely. And so she has been through quite a few bookkeepers and they just haven't worked out, So I finally told her, just hire an admin in the office on site to help you inside the office. We'll introduce them a little bit to QuickBooks Online and see, how they do, how it works out. And then you can decide if it is the right person, for bookkeeping as well. Okay. So, and then our next, number 4, is should you hire a bookkeeper full-time, part-time? Or are you going to hire a bookkeeper as an employee? So, and I suggest to start with is you do hire that admin. First you hire the admin, and then eventually you will hire a bookkeeper after you know the bookkeeping yourself, because bookkeeping is just basic. It's adding, it's subtracting, it's old school, like reconciling your bank account, your register, that little paper booklet we used to have that we wrote down every check that we wrote out. That's really all it is. So, but then, once you do hire a bookkeeper, I would suggest like hiring someone part-time, hiring someone remotely, and that will save you money. When you hire an employee, that's going to cost you, anywhere from 15 to 30% more, because you have to pay matched taxes on whatever is being deducted out of their check. So that ends up, to be more expensive for you. Okay. And you do want, like for them to be interested in your business and in your industry. And I suggest, don't be, hiring someone that is a bookkeeper, but they do more of a data entry style. They're just putting the numbers in and then they just go where they go. You want someone that is looking out for your business, that is monitoring, like all the expenses being paid, and remind you, hey, we're not using this subscription anymore. Do you want to cancel this? So you want a bookkeeper that's going to be looking out for you, and that you can pick up and call on the phone, and they can give you personalized service and help answer any questions that you need. And that's another reason why I don't suggest to you to hire some of these really large firms that run on a volume, like you see in all kinds of advertisement out there, get your bookkeeping done for $50 a month, I would not suggest going with something like that, because you want more personalized service than that. They're just, basically putting in all your numbers is all, but, it's no one looking over your business, okay? And then the next one, number 5, or final one, we're really going to get into the numbers. And what do you pay a good bookkeeper? Not just any bookkeeper, but a good bookkeeper. And so this is always the biggest question that clients have, and I'm sure that you have as well, is how much do you pay them? And I would say, if you're looking for a bookkeeper, to look in the groups that you network in, to look in your Facebook groups as you're meeting people, get referrals from people of someone that they know and that they would recommend, and they're not just trying to give out reviews, but someone that they personally know. So that's a good way to find a bookkeeper. Then get to know that person, maybe do a 3-month trial where they get in and they're doing the bookkeeping, and then you're looking at the financial statements and you're seeing how the numbers are flowing. Then you're seeing also if they reconciled everything for you. And so that's going to tell you a lot, like in QuickBooks Online. Because I can tell you many times I get new clients and I go into QuickBooks Online and they haven't been reconciled for 2 years. And sometimes things look really clean on the top, but then when you dig down, there are a lot of errors and there's a lot of areas that need working. So hiring a bookkeeper is like really a very important step. Because if you have to hire one bookkeeper and it gets messed up, you go hire another one, then you're going to be paying 3 times the money to have them try and clean up what you've already paid to have done the first time. And so that is really frustrating there. So we don't want to go down that road. But when we look at it, an estimated average rate of, most bookkeepers, it just depends on the area you're in, the state you're in, and just a lot of different factors, but I would estimate anywhere from $45 an hour to $85 an hour. I know my son, he had a business in Colorado, so his accountant charged him $85 per hour, which is just bookkeepers doing it. So I think the 85 is probably, like the highest amount that you would probably pay, okay? But this is based, on the clients that I have worked with. So yours could be lower, it could be higher, it could be $150, it could be $175. But I think between 45 and 85 is a good budget goal to go in between there, okay? And then it's going to depend on part-time. If you need someone to work, say, 8 hours a month, or you need someone 12 hours a month. Like 8 hours a month, that's like 2 hours a week. And I do believe it's important for them to commit that every week they're going to go into your account and doing work. So you want to keep everything up to date. So that's one key factor there. But it can run from 8 to 12 hours a month plus, just depending on your business. Because like if you're in real estate, HOA, retail, nonprofit, it could run in more hours than that. So, and some of my clients actually run, 24 to 32 hours a month. So it just depends on the size of your company, okay? So the budget for 8 hours a month, you would probably be paying between $360 a month and $680. For 12 hours a month, you would be paying somewhere between $540 to $1,020. And most of my clients, like they're just small business, service businesses, it usually runs around the $600 mark, okay? If that gives you some ideas there. But this would be a fixed cost every month. So you're going to continuously have to pay this every month. And so I would take the high end of these numbers. So I would say that, you're going to have to spend between $680 to $1,020 per month for your bookkeeping if you're totally going to outsource it. And that can even be with you helping doing like your accounts receivable and your invoicing and payments and things. So that's how those numbers work. But you want to do it that way so you aren't surprised when you get the bill or you have to prepay for your bookkeeping work. Those are kind of the numbers you're going to be working with. But this is the reason why I really do encourage you to learn how to do your own bookkeeping, because in the beginning you need to save money and you need to have a lean business. You need to understand your numbers. You need to understand how your business works so that you can make your business grow and have a very profitable business. And this is like really easy. You don't have to know everything about accounting. You only need to know basic accounting, adding and subtracting. We don't need to get into like everything that I know, of advanced strategies and some things to do with loans and depreciation and all of these things. You would still have maybe someone like me or another bookkeeper that comes in once a month for a couple hours, just kind of reviewing, how your accounting is and asking you any questions that maybe you need to ask, or if you have questions, some things that they can answer for you. Okay? So in conclusion, I have to drink a little bit of water here. It's kind of dry here today. I'm in Galveston, so our weather's just beginning to come down a little bit. We're down 4 degrees today, so we're like really happy for that. So in conclusion though, our 5 steps is first asking yourself, why do you want to hire a bookkeeper? Can I do this myself? Okay. The next thing is number 2 is your timing and your workflow. What you're going to do, what they're going to do, and have a plan for that. And number 3 is what type of experience does this bookkeeper have and what is their style of bookkeeping. So you want to ask a lot of questions when you're on that phone call. Okay? And then number 4 is, if you want to hire someone full-time, part-time, outsource it, employee, how you're going to do that, what your budget is for your bookkeeping, if you do have a budget for it. And especially if you don't have a budget for it, then you are going to have to learn how to do your own bookkeeping. And so please be sure and visit my website because I really help you with that. I have different coaching packages. I have some different done-for-you services that help you get kick-started. Like setting up your QuickBooks, customized setting up your QuickBooks for you, where it's ready for you just to go in and process your transactions, categorize your expenses and your income, and then everything just flows together. Okay? And then our 5th thing is the cost. If you need someone 8 hours a month, 12 hours a month, 24 hours a month, just getting down, what, if you hire a bookkeeper, what you can expect to pay. But I hope this has been helpful for you in deciding how to hire a bookkeeper, and if hiring a bookkeeper is the thing that you need to do, that it's going to help you grow your business. So in this time that you're saving, if you do hire a bookkeeper, you need to figure out, okay, if it's going to give me an extra 10 hours a month, then what am I going to be doing with that 10 hours to grow my business? So if you're going to take on that expense, you've got to, have some type of income that's going to come in that's going to take care of that for you. So that's another way that you can look at that. How many more sales do you need in order to pay for a bookkeeper? And that would go for anybody, web designer, anybody that you have to outsource a service for. Okay? But please do comment or put your questions below. I love to hear from you and how you're doing in your business and any challenges that you are having, and share it with the group so some other people may be having challenges in that same area, so that we all can help each other together. But I do put a video out every Wednesday, so be sure and click the notified there so you do get notified. And I do appreciate you viewing my videos and supporting my channel. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a marvelous week. Bye now.